It will not take a long time. It's not only sin you will sin, you will lose your soul. So what the devil wants is to ensure that he's part of your life. He's part of everything you do. So he moves among the midst of men cunningly to ensure that he bring them to a point where God cannot but deprive them of himself. What the devil wants is isolation from God. Because the presence of God is the only security of mankind. When God created himself, he was never tabernacle, even among the cadres of those that he created. His presence was around them, but it was not in them. Until God find a vessel sufficient enough that he can dwell. And immediately he found that vessel, it became a jealousy to the beings in heaven. That why will God leave the creation that seems to be perfect and come to dwell among mortal men? And one among that has rebelled decided to pervert that creation. When a man understands his domineering influence in God, he becomes like God. He rule like God. He act like God. He behave like God, because that is what a man was supposed to be. I want to let you understand that there is an apportionment for you in the realm of the spirit. That is what God intends to do with you. But God will be so challenged to execute his counsel through your life, so long as you feel the devil is an agenda in your life. And devil sometimes does not walk upon the face of the earth with a long tail and with horns. Sometimes devil can come as anything that you have ever desired. When was the last time you saw the devil walking in the street? But he's tabernacle. He's dependent on mankind to execute his counsel. So long as God is handicapped with that man, the devil is handicapped with that man. If you think God is finding it so hard to work with you, what makes you think that it's very easy for the devil to work with you? No, you yielded yourself. And that is why this night is going to be a disengagement. We are going to break all kinds of relationship with the devil and reunite ourselves back to God, because that's how it's supposed to be. And you will realize that when you have intentionally disengaged yourself from this civilization of darkness, you will automatically connect yourself to light. And there are possibilities that lives emanate, that become part of your life. Have your seat and go with me to the book of Ephesians 2. In the book of Ephesians chapter 2, from 8, the Bible said, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus, unto good works, which God had before ordained that we should walk in them." He said, "Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcised by that which is called the circumcised in the flesh, made by hands, that at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of the promise, having no hope and without God in the world. But now in Christ Jesus, ye who sometimes we are afar off, are made nigh by the blood of Christ. Say, for he is our peace, who has made both one, and had broken down the middle wall of partitions between us, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandment contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of one new man, so making peace. I'll bring you a good news. The good news is that no matter how angry God is with you and I, he has forgiven us. And he doesn't have an option. The anger of God stopped the very day that Jesus Christ was born. There are all kinds of dimensions of God as revealed to our fathers of faith. The Bible reckons Abraham as a father But Abraham was referred to as the bearer of faith. What we call faith was actually expressed through Abraham. The Bible says Abraham believed God and it was counted to him as righteousness. So in the days of Abraham, what we call righteousness was his belief of God. And anyone that will know God have to know Abraham, because there was no God of heaven. It was all idolatry. So Abraham became the first individual upon the face of the earth that came upon a time and said, no, I had God. I had a spirit spoke unto me. Because in the days of Abraham, it was the day of conscience. There was no law, there was no prophet. God had no one for him to walk with. So Abraham became a perfect definition of the Christ. And anyone that knows Abraham knows salvation. So Abraham became the father of faith. And in the days of Abraham, if you believe in Abraham, you will even if you die, you are saved because you will be with him in Abraham's bosom. So in the days of Abraham, believing God was believing Abraham. And God now have to advance. Because even in the days of Abraham, you need to be able to, as Abraham had God, and believe him. He said, I have called Abraham your father and Sarah your mother, listen to them and obey them. So if you don't obey Abraham, God will still kill you because the soul that sin will still die. So it came to a point that even Abraham himself is hung by the consciousness of the speakings of God. So in the day God give Abraham Isaac, God can still tell Abraham, go and kill Isaac. And if Abraham disobey, he may even die. So Abraham cannot explain to his wife Sarah that God said I should go and kill your son. So he took the son and journeyed under. And even when the son was asking him, oh God, we are going, what's the problem? He said, calm down, God will provide. But what he was trying to let him know is that God has provided because God is Lord of all. And you are the sacrifice. And I don't have the consciousness to rebel because I knew that God has spoken unto me. So in the day the Lord looked upon Abraham and said, leave your father's house. Abraham cannot negotiate because he understands Jehovah's support. He knows that God is a man of war. And the same God that is a man of war was the one that will come to kill and destroy anytime he wants to. So when his father wondered, where are you going to? He said, I don't know where I'm going to. But a being spoke unto me. And his speaking is so strong upon my heart.